particular museum. So I'd like to welcome Judith Maxwell.
Thank you. I'm so glad to see so many people here today. I understand that this is the first art that's back in the new refurbished building, so that's a real honor for me as well to be here to see this, and I know that's part of why you're excited and why there's so many of you here today. But I think another reason is also that it is a thrill to see, and it's one of the reasons I was so excited about working on this show and on this art. It's really a thrill to, in effect, bring something back to life, and that's, I think, the situation with Richards Brewster's work. She was very well known. I know some of you have read the catalog, so this is a little bit of a repeat, but for those of you who haven't, she was well known in her time, which was the turn of the 20th century, won prizes, had dealers in New York, exhibited in New York, and of course other places all her life. She lived to be 82, so that was quite some time, and she continued to work until 2 years before her death because her eyesight had begun to fail. So this was a lot of product, somebody who was relatively well known, and I think this must be true for most of you. I, as a student of art, had never heard of her, and I think she just sort of dropped off the face of the earth as far as art historians were concerned, and of course the public. And so it's just great to be able to bring all this back to people's attention, and that's one of the things that I think is most exciting about this show. Now, I'm going to not say a lot here. I'd rather talk to you in front of the paintings. It's more interesting that way, and I can point specific details out. But I do want to cover a few things. One is that I want to talk about her style and why we call her an Impressionist. Why is she an American Impressionist? Obviously, she was American, but of course she worked for 10 years in London, did, I think, some of her best work then. So I think that's something worth talking about. And then I want to say a little bit, and I'll talk about this more upstairs, how her gender really defined her career in a lot of ways, and why she isn't better known today, why her reputation didn't really survive her. So what I want to say first about the training is that, about her style, is that it developed from the training she got from her father, who was William Fresno Richards. Most of you may not have heard of him either. He was, again, a very successful artist in his day, and was known, especially towards the end of his life, as a marine artist. He did seascapes. And in fact, he was so fascinated by the waves and the water and the way it looked with the sky that he actually moved to the family to Rhode Island so that he could see all the time and really study it carefully. And so, as you can imagine, his interest was in very literal depiction. He wanted to get the water and the waves in every light, in every weather, exactly as you saw them. He wanted to capture that on canvas. And so this was the basis of Anna's early training. She moved away from this, obviously, because we do call her an Impressionist, and began to sort of develop her own style, although she used many different styles throughout her painting career. And I contend in the catalog and to you now that this is one of the reasons why her work isn't better known today. Dealers like to promote somebody with a specific style and they can distinguish from other artists of the moment. And she didn't really allow them to do that because she sometimes looked like Monet, sometimes her work looked like Hopper. So it was really a difficult sell. What you think about that? What would you do as a dealer? How would you say to a client, oh, you must have these paintings because they're the epitome of what? So I think that hurt her somewhat. Also, she wife to her husband and be the person she always thought of herself as being, an artist devoted completely to her art. Her husband didn't agree with her, and we have wonderful letters between them about this when he was courting her and proposed to her and trying to convince her that it would be actually okay to get married and that she could still have a career. But she was not convinced, and also the mores of the day, indicated that middle-class women did not go out and make money. So she, obviously there were many women who defied that stereotype, who did pursue careers, but she didn't feel that she could do that as well as be a wife and eventually a mother. So she didn't really push herself, she continued to exhibit, but she didn't prosecute her career really. So I think those are some answers to some of those questions. And I'd like to talk about everything else in front of the picture. So we can go downstairs and I'll meet you down there. And I also want to say that while I'm talking in front of the pictures, I hope that you will interrupt me with questions at any point. And also, of course, if you have any questions right now. Yes.
This is a travel exhibit.
Yes.
Has it been in other museums?
It has. This is the last venue. And it was at the Fresno Met Museum in Yonkers, New York, because that was near where she spent the last half of her life in Scarsdale, New York. And it was at the Butler Institute for American Art in Youngstown, Ohio.
And was her husband a painter?
Her husband was not. He was a professor of English at Barnard College.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to camera it now.
Which floor?
Second floor.
Yeah, they're saying we probably have to speak very loud.
I will. I'm sorry if you can hear me. I will speak louder.
You're all here. I'm going to be really traveling around, not necessarily in order, so you will get your exercise this morning, but it just makes more sense to talk about this show, I think, in terms of broad ideas, although, of course, we're going to be looking at the specific paintings to illustrate those ideas. So, I spoke about Anna's style a little bit upstairs, and how it developed from the training that she got at home. And the best exemplar of that training is this first painting, A Knight Errant. Obviously, there are too many of you to come up and see all the details that I'm going to talk about this morning, but I hope you'll take a chance later.
These to look at.
You have those to look at. But it's always better to look at the real thing. And I look at those pictures in my catalog with a loop to see the details, and you can do it here with the real thing. So what's important about this, and what I wanted to mention, is that it's incredibly finely detailed. There's just it's a very realistic style. The expressions on their faces are clear to read. It's a complete encapsulation, really, of the training that her father gave her. And I'm going to pass this around, this book, which is about her father's painting. And I've marked one of the pages, which you will see, at first glance, it appears to be a photograph. But in fact, it was a painting he did, and this was his style, and this is how he taught her to paint. And I'm going to start it here. And of course you can flip through the book, but that's the point I'm trying to make about this painting, is it derived from that.